Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. Today I'm at Sycamore Flats picnic area here in Pisgah National Forest, and I just drove in and I'm noticing that there are a lot of work crews out here, volunteer work crews helping to clean up this park after the hurricane. Many of you may have seen my activation from, I think it was 2 weeks ago, when I came out here. This park wasn't hurt as badly as a lot of other local parks were, but so this is actually in Transylvania County, not in Buncombe County. But it did get flooded, and it really messed up all the picnic sites and just kind of made a mess, but not as destructive as in some places. So people are out today cleaning it up, and if I'd have known about this, I would have tried to help them out, but I didn't, and I don't have a lot of time today right now. I've got maybe a 30-minute window to do a quick activation, and I've got my wife's with me, but she's actually in the car working on something. So she said, okay, you got 30 minutes, and then we need to go somewhere because we got some errands to run while my daughter's in Shakespeare. So I thought, you know, I'll come out here, I'll stay out of everybody's way, just sit up under a tree or something. I've got my backpack with me. I have at least 2 different radios with me. So I think I'll just put a little line in a tree and just do a quick little activation with my KX2 in my lap. So I'm not going to use my microphones today, so when I walk away from the camera, you won't be able to hear me talk or anything, but you don't need to hear me talk that much anyway, right? Let's see, where's a really good place to set up to be out people's way? I may come right over here. I can go right underneath this tree. I have to think about the trees right now because I've only got my small throw line with an 8-ounce weight on it, and I can't launch it up into something too high, and I can't put it up into something that's got really thick, kind of thick, dense branches, because if I do that, it could stick up in there because I've only got my little short 8-ounce weight. But I think right here, if I'm looking correctly, I think I can get like maybe that line right there. Yeah, I think that'll work just fine. I can sit right there. That looks pretty flat. I think Vlado and I sat at that picnic table when there was a picnic table there before. You can see all the picnic tables, almost all of them have washed away. These big, heavy picnic tables are gone. There are a few out here completely misplaced that they're probably working on now to fix, but okay. Let's go ahead and do this. So this was not prepared at all. I say this all the time that I'm not, I didn't plan this activation. This one really wasn't planned. I didn't think I'd have a chance to do an activation today. But at the last moment, we changed our plans. My wife's with me. We decided to cut out one whole thing we were doing today, and that freed up some time. But she needs to run by the library and some other things, so I can't just take up a ton of time here. So let's do this really quickly. This is my throw line. I can take this shirt off. It is actually warm. Take off my shirt here and protect my glasses so that I'm gonna stick them in here so I don't step on them or something, or they fall off. Let's go ahead and get this antenna set up. Let's get this antenna set up. Okay. Better check this phone real quick to make sure it's not something important that I need to answer. And it is. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry for that little break. That was my dad, so I was talking with him. I just set up my chair over there. I think I'll set up right there. And we'll go for that branch right there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's not anything on it. I should be able to hit that with any luck. We'll see. We'll see if we can make this work. Here we go. Okay. It's almost straight up. Yeah. That was that. It almost came a little too close to my seat. I almost need a little bit more room from it, but it came down right here. Went up even a little higher than I thought. So this will work just fine. Let's just get it set up. here. I'll try to move the camera a bit. Anyway, first of all, thanks so much to my Patreon and Coffee Fund supporters. I wanted to say that right up front. I also wanted to tell you to make sure you check out QRP.com, where I put all of my field reports for these things I do. Lots of extra information in there, photos, links, comments, and everything. So make sure you check that out. Let's move that stuff here to the seat. I've just got everything in here. It's kind of a mess, to be honest. Let's see, I don't really need that. Do I need that? Golly, that's a really long line. But I could move my seat. I don't really need that much. I don't think I have one of my antennas with me that just attaches directly to the KX2. Do I have one in here maybe? No, this is my KH1 bag. No, I don't really have anything in there for this. What I'm trying to do is I don't want to use like that really long line here. I don't really need this, but I didn't pack anything smaller with me. So I will use this really long. I'm using this long one. That's not a problem. Who cares? It'll work. And in terms of antennas, it looks like the only one I really got is this 40 meter infed half wave. So I will be stretching this guy out a bit. I really thought I had another antenna in here, but check this top pack here. I don't usually put antennas in here, and of course I didn't put an antenna in here, so there we go. I think that's it. I hate being this disorganized, but you know what? All I did was grab this, throw it in the trunk in the off chance. Oh, I do have another antenna, but I'm not going to go back to the car to get it. I do have another antenna in one of my packs in the car, my headrest pack, but I'm not going to bother with that. We'll just do the infed half wave thing. And this is a wonderful antenna, but I'm probably only going to use 20 meters today and probably make the activation as quick as I can. I'll spend more time. Whoops, did I get the end of that? I did not. There we go. This is the end. There we go. Spend more time doing the setup than I probably will the actual activation itself. I make sure it's 1:30 right now. I gotta kind of stick with what I told my wife I would do here. Happy wife, happy life, right? Here we go. Let's just pull this up. And since I didn't really go for a super high branch and I have a pretty long antenna, I'm actually going to stretch this guy out a little bit. It doesn't really matter though. I really think this thing will, because I'm going to use my ATU if I need to, I can make this antenna in pretty much any configuration I want, and it's going to work fine. Because it will be a lot of antenna line pretty much coming straight down. Okay, there we go. We're coming closer to the end, and look, here's the end of the antenna. I normally don't do this. I normally don't have it that low, but let's grab the 8-ounce weight. Grab the 8-ounce weight, and I'm going to put it like right here and have that drop down to hold the line. Now I've left all this high vis line right here so people can see that easily enough. Probably will have to move my chair. I hate to. I just want to make sure I'm not moving. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm over worried. Sometimes it's one thing that you need to learn about doing park activations and things. You don't have to have a perfect antenna deployment. Just whatever will work. Just fine. So I'll show you how I'll do this. You don't want to coil up the feed line here. Whoops. You don't want to coil up the feed line. What you want to do is just stretch it out. I'm going to stretch it out in like this kind of oval shape on the ground. There we go. That'll work just fine. I'm going to be right here at the antenna the whole time. Okay. Here we go. Let me bring this down. If you've never seen one of my videos before, I'm sorry. You're missing out. Actually, you're missing out on videos where people like literally don't edit anything, because I don't edit my videos. But what I try to do is put chapters in my videos so that you're able to skip ahead the sections you want to see. Leave out the sections you don't want to see. Now, let's grab one of the most important pieces of gear, my I have to pull things out of here to get in there. My knee board. There we go. This is an essential piece of kit if you want to operate like this, in my opinion. Okay, I got my KX2. I think I got everything else. I hope. Here's my MRE that I don't need right now. I'm planning to use that sometime when I'm... ask me how I have MREs. Quite a few people in our neighborhood, we've all had to have a few MRE meals during this whole disaster thing. So I've got some left over here. Here we go. Yeah, one day I figure I'll just be out and it'll make for a nice POTA lunch. There we go. I think you'll be able to see this. Yes. And I need my glasses now. We'll be doing a lot of fumbling around here. Sorry about that. I don't know when this will get published. It could be quite a ways down the road. But as of today, we're 5 weeks or so after Helene came through Western North Carolina, and things are normalizing pretty nicely. I've got phone calls to make after I leave here to insurance places and all that administrative stuff involved after a disaster. I've got my work cut out for me, in other words. But it's all good. We're hanging in there. We're doing well, and I appreciate all your kind messages. Probably said this before, but if you sent me a message in the month of October or at the very end of September, there's a really decent chance you may never hear back from me. I have to kind of call a moratorium on them. I've read every message, but I'm so far behind right now that I can't keep up with the messages, and I just to move forward I'm gonna have to just kind of call a moratorium on it. I hate doing that because I really try to pride myself on answering everybody's messages, but it's just not possible for me to do right now with my limited amount of free time. Okay, here we go. US 4510 Pisgah. We are going to go up to the 20 meter band, and let's see. I didn't even hardly need to use ATU. I think it's tuning up anyway. No matter how I have this configured, it's usually a very acceptable SWR. Okay, Pisgah National Forest, KX2, and 20 meters CW. And we're at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 1800 hours UTC. I got my work jeans on too. That's the reason you're seeing all these patches on it and stuff. I was out chainsawing. I've got both my chainsaws worked on. They're both in great shape now. So we're all good. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's go into, gotta sign in. Of course I do. Please don't ask me to do a bunch of things to sign in. I don't want to. There we go. Add spot. 14057.5 US-4510. CW Quickie activation I'm putting in here. There we go. See how well you can see this. Let me move a little closer here for you. You can read this a little bit better. Thanks for coming along today. Appreciate it. Gotcha. I'll take a 449. That's hardly 599 is hardly a good enough report. It's like 599 plus 20 dB. Nice. Sorry, I may have been going a little too fast there. Gotcha. QSB. Mm-hmm. Four on my way to 10. Oh, gotcha. Haven't had June logs in a while. Well, I haven't had logs in a while. This is only my second activation in 6 weeks. It's crazy. Time to clean the contacts on this. By the way, in the camera you may hear a lot of clicking. For some reason the microphone on the camera really picks up this high-pitched clicking for my keys. It's not really here. Did I get that right? Oh, N. Okay, there we go. Gotcha. Okay, wait. These are falling all over me right now. Sorry about that. Everybody's from Ohio today. What a path. Oh, there we go. Haven't had you in the logs in a while. Good to get your log scanning, buddy. Make sure I got that right. I just wasn't sure if that was connected to the... You know what? I hate to do this. I'm going to have to call QRT. Nice. Thank you. Okay. I hate to do this. All these people out there waiting. I want to have a longer activation, but it's either a short activation today or no activation today. I chose to have a short activation. So that's exactly what I did. Let me take a few shots here real quick. This has been a really fun little activation. It's lifted my spirits today a little bit. Oh, let me take a picture of my logs. Oh, nope. There we go. There and here. I know I got 10. I'm sure I got 10 here. See, how many do I get though? Whoops. Make sure I got that right. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I would have liked to go on to 30 or 40, but can't today. Sorry. Okay, now let's pack up things as fast as I can. Keep my wife happy and keep my promise to her. Those things are important. Those things are very important. Yes, sirree. It's a lot of running around today, but this afternoon I've got a Ham Radio Workbench podcast recording. I'm really looking forward to it. Get to hang with my buddy Bill Mira along with some of the other crew, which I really love. being with those friends. And then tomorrow night, probably this will be really old news by now, but doing a live stream recording for Josh at the Ham Radio Crash Course, primarily talking about Hurricane Helene and the aftermath and MCOM and all kinds of things like that. We'll be joined by my buddy Dan, K2DMG, which will be really fun. Let's see, what else goes in here? I think that's it right now. That'll be really fun. Dan's a great guy. And yeah, looking forward to it, but got a lot going on. I'm just hoping my internet holds up for all this. If you want to know the truth. Okay, so I'm going to pack this up first. Don't have to go very far to get my antenna, do I? See, I told you that would work out just fine. Like normally you'd want to have the counterpoise deployed kind of, you know, all stretched out from where your antenna feed point is. Normally you'd want your antenna up a little higher in that inverted V position so it's not so close to the ground. But as you saw, it worked really well, and in fact, it probably worked really nicely for getting Ohio, obviously, because Ohio was on fire today. We got to undo this knot here so that doesn't prevent this. I've got blue stuff all over my hands. Told you I've been working today, so leave this attached. The reason you leave this attached and you put up the line later, you pull it all the way through and then you pull it back. The reason you do that is if this gets stuck in a tree, this is unlikely for that to happen, but if it gets stuck in a tree, if you still have this line attached, you can pull it out and work it to get it through the tree. If you take this off, you can only pull this way. So always remember that. Pro tip. Maybe not pro, but let's just call it a tip at this point. I'm an amateur, not a pro. Here we go. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming along today. This is, like I said, only my second activation in 6 weeks. I'm enjoying this. Life's getting a little bit better. We still got a long road to go. Lots to do. Still way behind on email at this point, as I said. Also, just a lot of things to do. It is what it is. We are happy to be alive. We're happy to have gotten through this. Happy most of our friends and family have. Very sad about the people who had heavy losses in our community, and we're trying to do our best to support them now. I have contributed to more GoFundMes than I think I ever have in my life. Ah, there we go. That's the end. I was about to run right past it. Okay. But it's all for good cause. We've got to help people get back on their feet. That's what it's all about. Because on this planet, as I say, we have to help each other out. Don't get into the division in this world. We need to work together for the greater and common good. There we go. That's one takeaway. One thing I don't like about the political season is it seems like it tries to, everything's always trying to divide people, when really we need to be working together. That's how we get things done. Roll up your sleeves, get things done. Work together and treat others with kindness. Can't go wrong with that. Man, I tell you what, this is a really pretty, it almost feels like a summer day. It's awfully odd. It's much warmer than I was expecting. We're a little concerned. At time of recording this, there's a system developing in the Gulf, and it could dump a bunch of rain up here if it goes the wrong way, and I'm really hoping it won't. Nobody here wants that level of rain. A little moisture on the ground is not hard on us right now, but super heavy rains, no, we don't want that. Here we go. Tie that little guy up, put it in here. It's ready to roll. Just gotta put up my chair now. Head back to the car, and we're in good shape. I shouldn't have brought this flannel shirt with me today. It is completely unnecessary. Okay, now this chair. Love this chair. One of the best purchases I have ever made. I don't like sitting on the ground. I like knowing that no matter where I'm activating, when I'm activating, I always have a really nice, comfortable seat. Makes a really big difference, especially if your activation is going to be a long one. In the early days, when I would do SOTA, I'd sometimes just, sit on the ground or sit on a rock, and I can do that. But I don't like doing it as much anymore. Maybe it's my age or something, but I don't like doing it as much. My legs go to sleep and all kinds of things, and I just don't like that. I much prefer having a proper chair to sit in. And this one is a proper chair that I love. And it's insanely lightweight. And it fits in my backpack. I'm loving this backpack too. Again, I'll have links to all this stuff in my field report on QRP.com, so make sure you check that out. There we go. Let's tie this around my waist. There we go. Oh, yeah, it's a really nice day today to be out playing radio, hanging with you all, and take a picture of my backpack. That way I'll remember which backpack I brought with me. So thank you for coming along. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to take a quick look over here. I haven't looked yet at the river. Let's see what that looked like. Yeah, you can see where it carved things out, and it definitely came over here. You can tell where the flooding all came in this area. That makes sense. That's being so many feet above the river line. I can see how all this area over here would have flooded, and it would have had some strongly moving water because we're at the bottom of like a really big valley here. So all the water from all these mountains around here, they were all kind of culminating here. So, but I'm glad that this park, there's trees standing. I mean, like, if this would have been in our neighborhood, 80% of these trees would be down on the ground right now. It was devastating. So I'm very grateful that some of our parks made it through so well. Hey, again, thank you so much for joining me today on this little activation. Sorry, I'm a little scattered during it, but you know what? That's what this stuff's all about. Just doing it when you have time to do it, making the most of it, making the most of the time you have, and just having fun and connecting with your radio community. Like I've said before, this world is a better place because you are in it. So thank you for being there. Thank you for being a good person, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Till next time, take care, and 7 twos.